start recording real quick. And all right, cool. All right, so the fifth strategy I use very simple. All right, and it's not concrete because you do have to rotate the levels on the fibs, based off the time frames that you trade on. So once certain highs and lows are taken out, then you have to readjust it. But if you're able to get a nice pick out a nice high and low like this one and this one, or this one and this one, then then the price targets match up a whole lot better. So whenever I'm doing or setting fib levels, that's the last time I looked at ONDS was when it had this uptrend right here forming, and once it broke out of here, it took off. So if you were if I was setting fib levels here, I would have I would have lined it up from this high to this low. And let me show you what levels I use for fibs. So of course fibs have, they have a ton of different retracement levels that you can track. And I just went along and then I just played with a bunch of them just to see how the price action volatility reacted to different levels. I used to like the golden pocket, which was like between 0.618, which would be between this one, the 50% and the 78% retracements. But the more I played with it and tried to make it my own style, and that's how really technical analysis is playing with the trade setup, making it comfortable for you. You don't necessarily have to trade it like the next person. You just trade it based off how your brain is able to interpret what you see on the screen. So the golden pocket is pretty dope. 0.618 and 50% retracement levels. Normally you can catch a reversal back to the upside or a rejection back to the downside. I like to keep my retracement levels spread out pretty much. So I got 0, and then I got the 1, and then the levels that I watch in between are the 23%, the 50%, and the 78.6%. Well, the 78%. So those are my levels, and then once it gets above 1, then the levels just recycle. Nothing special. I don't toggle them anymore. I pretty much found what I like, and I go from there. So 0, 0.236, 50%, 0.786, and then 1. Pretty basic if you trading fibs, or if I'm trading fibs, if I'm bullish, the 0 goes on the bottom, the 1 goes at the top. Once it starts trading beyond that, then you will just pretty much track the levels to see, all right, when is it running, when is it becoming overextended, or when do I need to readjust my fib levels just to see, get a better read on the tops and the bottoms, the highs and the lows. So as you can see, we're still trading based off of this high and this low down here. Then of course it's squeezing out and it's still pushing all the way to the upside until the fibs aren't reading anymore. So at that point, then you'll go, and something like this, as volatile as this right here, I will go to a larger time frame to start, tracking highs and lows on there. And that way you get more of a spread out reading on the Fibonacci's. So it takes time, but once you set your levels, you won't have to set them again until something gets taken out. So if I'm on a monthly chart here and I set a swing high, swing low right here, then you kind of get a bigger read on the actual price ranges. And with me using the game fan, that actually lines up with a few of my targets also. So as of right now, on the monthly time frame, I got a swing high, swing low. If I go back down to the daily time frame, it gets messy with my lines since I have a lot of them. But once you zoom in on it a little bit and just read what the actual percentages are, you see it's starting to build off of like the solid numbers. So the twos, the ones, it'll probably push up towards three. And then this will give you a read on, price targets to look for. If you're going to enter, try to enter around the 50% levels. So the 1.5s, the 2.5s, you will look for the support and resistance flips on the 50% ranges. So normally if something comes above here at the 1.5 ranges, I first look for a rejection here. And then once I see that it's trading higher and that it's able to hold a 50% level, then I'll look for the actual price action to use that as support since it was once resistance, and then build from that up to the next 50% level, which would be 7.68, which, we see it pushing towards. So one thing that I do like to do, I like to try to find something that's reasonable within the zeros and the ones. I don't really, it's not really a strong swing high, swing low here. It's mostly just a squeeze out move. Nah, I'm just starting Jackson. And then I got a recording too. Just too volatile. Exactly. But the thing is, when you have that volatility like that, let's say you capture this swing high, swing low. When you capture the volatility like that, say if you were buying shares, you know that you can hold these shares. It gives you controlled buying levels as long as it doesn't break below this swing low. And then when something does break below that, it's a simple reverse trigger. So you would just scroll down, hit reverse, and then what happens is it reverses the fib levels, and then it gives you dip buying levels based off of that swing high, swing low also. And then you can just play it like that. So even after I just show you guys, the reverse, it's showing you that, the stocks are already fucked up below this 0.57 cent level because everything starts going to the negative. So at this moment, when I'm seeing this, is only letting me know that, this stock can't do anything but squeeze to the upside. And that's when you get these parabolic moves that we see on, penny stocks and stuff like that, because the money's already been completely taken out of it, just looking off the Fibonacci levels. So when you flip it back to the upside to get the higher readings, like I said, as long as the lows aren't taken out, you can expect for these retracement levels to be respected, and then you can just accumulate within the levels, the highs and the lows, and just wait for the breakout. And then once it breaks out above the one, then you have controlled profit taking zones. You can trim some at 405, you can trim some at 479, and so forth and so forth. But for reversal or downtrend, we don't run field swing low to swing high instead flipping. I mean, I'm trying to see. Whenever I get a break low, I just do the reversal for the time being because it just gives me dip levels. And then once I see how the structures is starting to set up, then I'll reset for an actual swing high, swing low, if that makes sense. Since I can't really just go and restructure the chart right off top, I just do a reversal for the time being just to get some levels that should be respected. Jackson AI, of course you can ask questions. Simple. I mean, anything you need. So this is just ONDS, and this is an example of looking at Fibs, seeing that the money's already been taken out down here. This is actually, no, this not the same stock. I was just looking at OpenAI, and I text about that like way in the summertime before it actually taken off. So A lot of these penny stocks work like that. When the money's already flowed out, you can flowing out, and there's nothing really left to take out of it. You see these long periods of consolidation. These swing high, swing lows will give you a perfect opportunity to start building into a position for the squeeze to the upside. I was gonna do. Do I have anything on Nike? I want to do Nike. No problem, Ripple. So apparently I was looking at Nike for something, but let's go and check out this. So I got Nike on the monthly. How would I trade it using Fibs? I would probably, I would look for the swing high, swing low right here. So above 82.49, the low would be 52.21. So a lot of the time you're not going to see this actual Fibs. What I do is I go and color code it because from there, excuse me, I might actually add more swing high, swing lows once I'm done with this one. And that's just to get a sentiment feeling for it. So if I got a bullish swing high, swing low on here, but I may have something different on the weekly, then I might stack those to get more spaced out levels. And if I can have, a monthly swing high, swing low, a weekly swing high, swing low, and then trade it on an uptrend on a daily chart, then it just gives me more conviction to be like, all right, we good. So right now, going back, I drew this off the monthly. Swing high at highs at 82.49, lows at 52.21. We're gonna trade that in between. I'm gonna mark my levels out. I do orange, and I just follow my color code. I color coded these for personal reasons. If you decide to adopt the strategy, you can color code it however you want. But I like to make orange for set of audio's gone. Let me know when you can hear me again. Okay. Y'all can hear me now? Hey G, I'm fighting with allergies, my guy. So, right now I got right now I got sinuses draining and everything, man. So I'm struggling over here, but we they can't stop the money, they can't stop the hustle. Exactly. Carry on. But going back, if everybody can hear me, well, I know y'all can because Gio just said I sound sexy. Appreciate that. We're gonna do the swing highs and swing highs, swing lows on Nike. So I'm marking these out. The orange is gonna signify my highs and lows. Since this is a bullish swing high, swing low, the green is gonna signify my buy levels, which is gonna let me know I'm looking for a potential upswing and breakout, even if it trades sideways for a bit. I'm not changing my thesis until the actual lows are taken out. And then the white is going to be my 50% retracement. If we drop below the white, that lets me know, all right, some prices are going on discounts. And then the 1.236, that's my yellow light. And then the 150, 1.5, that's going to be my red light to let me know, all right, price action is running kind of hot. Start taking profits or look for, start taking profits, and then you can start looking for re-entries on any dips back down to this one or anything of that nature. So once I get those leveled out, I really don't worry about these higher levels unless I just need to for the most part. So I'll just take those off and I'll trade what I have. So I just marked this off of the day, off the monthly. I'll go through and I'll look at the daily chart. And from then you can see we have a big space of buying opportunities between 76 and between 59. Um, Timing is everything in the stock market. You feel me? So right now, what I do see, I just turned on the gaps indicator, and big gap up post earnings on 6/26. It's kind of fading to the downside. You can look for buyers to step in anywhere in this big zone. So what I would be watching for is buying opportunities here and then at 64. This 50%, this white line right here, this 50% level, that's going to be one of my targets that I'm really going to start looking for some buyers to just really start stepping in at. VRT. I got you, Gio. This would be an opportunity that I really start looking for buyers to step in once it starts crossing below this 67.42 level. And like I said, that's just based off the fib levels. So if anything happens, any type of catalyst pops off or anything like that, then I'll be looking for a price action to go back and retest these highs back over here at 82.56. That'll be the strike price that I'll look for. So a lot of people been seeing me go at least a month out on my expirations, and then my choices of strike prices are gonna normally be the orange levels that I have, because if anything, even if the stock doesn't go parabolic and start hitting higher levels, I know that we can at least retest highs. So I don't know what the exact strike prices are right now, but I look for anything around like 82, $83, because that lets me know if I go out long enough with the time, then it's a good possibility I could buy the dip, and then these highs will be retested for a potential breakout. And that's kind of what we've seen today on CoreWeave. Was a breakout above 125 last week. That's what we've seen on Hood. We've seen Hood break out above 123, and that was, I think it was 123 or 125, and that was highs that I was looking for it to possibly go back and retest and allow that strike price, allow that contract to go in the money and continue to make money on a ride up. And it just gives me a more defined reason to enter and exit trades and strike prices also. So like I said, unless I see these lows taken out, I won't have a reason to just change my strategy. It gives you defined levels, so you don't have to keep going and every day searching for new levels. I mean, hey, that shit gets exhausting on your mental when you have to keep trying to figure out where to go with your strikes, how long to go, whether to hold, whether to sell. Every time you guys see me exit is because I bought here, I exited here. Or I bought here, averaged down here, exited or trim a contract here, got out here. So the strategy is real simple. Like I said, you can actually go, and once you pick up a swing high, swing low on there, then you can go and you can find something on a lower time frame just to bring the targets closer together. And then from there, you can actually build your strategy. A lot of these strikes that I have, I put them on my watch list just so I can keep up with the contracts. And that way I don't have to, everything is about saving time. If I put it on my watch list, when the opportunity comes, I just go down to my watch list, go hit buy, and I'm in it. I'm not researching and going trying to find a new strike or a new something to get into. Everything is already planned moments before I'm deciding to get into a trade. So I think Gio said VRT, Vertiv Holdings. I think we looked at this one before. It's actually pretty high. Nice V-shaped recovery. Look like it's heading towards 170 as of right now. So perfect swing high, swing low opportunity. You're looking at retesting here, You're watching the lows at 118. Everything in between is a buying opportunity. Once you see the 153 or those highs get retested, 153.65, once you see those that high get retested and then it's starting to break out, then you know that your next price target will be 161.92, 171.17. And see, it just happens to be a line or a level that aligns with my game fan level 2 here at 170 before I even drew the Fibonacci levels out. So everything is a part of it, confluence levels. The 50% level lines up perfectly with the fan level right here at 136. So that gives me even more confidence that if it drops down to 136, it's a great opportunity to average down and buy in for the 153 retest. Once that breaks out, then you're in the money. You can take profits. You can hold for a higher retest. I mean, everything's good. You're just looking for multiple levels of confluence, and just you want to read what increases your probability that your contracts are gonna go in the money. And the same thing can go for puts too. Like I said, if you want to do it the other way and you see a stock that looks bearish, you can flip it to the downside and get a price target for reversals or where it should be heading also. Um, I don't see anything or coming across anything right now, but if you come across a bearish stock, like I said, you see a dip opportunity, you can draw your Fibonacci's the same way. And yeah, I'll definitely hold for now on this. Unless it breaks below this 118 and you're in calls, I say hold it. Allow it to do what it's gonna do. 136 is the retest level. 136 is the buy level. 153.65 would be the retest level, and then 170, 117 will be the level that you'll look for. If it decides that it wants to break out and continue to push, just holding shares and cover costs. Oh, well, then you good. You're definitely good on that. So, um, it's not a very hard strategy. You're just tracking highs and lows. You knowing how to read um, the actual fib levels. Everything that I do when I do mark my levels are going to be from the daily chart and above. And these are my favorite, time frames that I'm watching: 12 months, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, and daily. I like to track how the stock's been doing on the yearly performance, just because I love closed candles. I like trading based off of closed candles. Historical price action. So I'm always checking to see how a stock performed over the past year, how it's performing half of the year, how it's performing every quarter, just to keep my eyes on how those earning reports and everything looks monthly, weekly, and daily. And then when I'm trading and making my entries and my exits, everything's going to be on a 4 hour, the 30 minutes, and the 5 minutes. Every once in a while, I look at the 1 hour or something like that, but mostly the 30 minute gives me what I want to make entries and exits. Um, and then the daily just prints a better picture. Just like we looking at VRT on this monthly, you got a nice bullish engulfing candle right here from the previous month. So that swing high, swing low even makes more sense. And I drew that off of the weekly. So I mean, this makes even more sense because you have a nice bullish engulfing candle right here on the monthly chart. It's not closed yet. You still got 7 days till that candle closes, but of course that signifies strength for the move, for the continuing move to the upside. So once that move, once this breaks out, this candle closes, or even if it continues, it's just this two candle pattern right here. Even after it closes, it just signifies a lot of strength flowing into this particular ticker. And like I said, once it takes out these highs, and we could see it continue to push up. Now it does have this gap right here below 136, and above 127. Keep that in mind, but doesn't mean it's gonna feel just right now, especially if this monthly candle closes pretty solid. It failed a little bit, but I mean that could be a catalyst for this next earnings on 10/22. You know, it could drop back down. Investors get in right here, push the price back up as long as it doesn't break these lows right here. So that's pretty much it to my Fibonacci. Um, I use other methods like these, but this is just what I use for price targets and tracking sentiment of any stock pretty much. Do you guys have any questions or anything like that? Stocks that you want to see me, apply the method to or anything? Anybody? That Oracle, beautiful. I'm looking at Oracle, beautiful. Bread Boy was holding. I told him watch for the breakout above 318. Um, Reason why I had confidence in that, I had a green line right here, 318.67. So that let me know that buyers wanted to step in around here. And it's gonna retest these highs right here, 336, 345. The Ravens tonight. I need to. Why? Because I need Derrick Henry to run for at least 2 or 3 touchdowns. He's on my fantasy squad. I already did good with Jonathan Taylor. He put up like 30 points. Josh Allen put up, I think, close to 30. So I got Derrick Henry in for the night. I just need him to go ahead and do what he do and punish the defensive line and at least give me 2 touchdowns. At least give me 2 tubs. I'll be great. So if I can apply this, hey, look, if Derrick Henry can get this breakout above 100 yards, then we going for 150. So, but this is a prime example though. 318, I had this green mark right here. 318 was retested. It broke out of this little consolidated zone. Nice little cup formation here. I'm looking for a move up into 326, 345, breakout above here, and we still got more room to the upside. So, and these are just combinations of different swing high, swing low levels that I just take time to put together, and then from there, all you can do is trust it. So, all right, Gio, man, hold it down. Mirage, Galaxy, Rocky. Um, I hate having this streamer mode on. Hey, Betsy, I think that's how I hope I'm saying it right. But you have any questions or anything? Like I said, the strategy, once somebody breaks it down, gives you the code to it, is actually pretty simple. It's a great mixture with, other strategies too. So anything to use in Confluence, if you got moving averages on there, you can use it with that. If you throw up FVGs, and you got those order blocks, you can use them with those. It'd be pretty dope. Like I said, everything's about making sure that all your analysis are lining and going towards the correct way, and then you just buy and hold right there. For instance, I'm rocking with Amazon. I'm holding it. Another thing, the reason why I got out of core weave because I knew Amazon wasn't decided that it didn't want to move today. So whenever I'm getting ready to manage another position, I always take profits on something that I'm up nicely in order to work them averages back down into another stock that I have hope in. So, you know, right now I'm looking at Amazon. It's trying to come down and fill this little gap. I'm in a 235 call, which is good. If it drops down here, I'm gonna average down. I got these white lines right here, so it's telling me a nice, reversal bounce spot back into this area. It's 230, 233 area. So that's my due diligence for Amazon at the time right now. If it drops down, that'll be a nice opportunity for me to average down. And if anybody's following like we did in Core Weave, I averaged down this morning. It kind of shook out some people a little bit early, and then it finally took off. So that's my due diligence for Amazon that I'm following right now. So, all right, well, that was a real quick little Q&A. I hope it made sense to you guys. If not, like I said, my door's always open. DM's always open. Y'all can always check in with me. Y'all might say I'm busy. Hey, I am busy, but I always got time for my members. You feel me? So if you ever have any questions or if you want to just continue to work with me, Train Love, what's good, bro? Mr. Galaxy, no problem, man. If you guys need any, have any questions about setting it up, if you set it up and you got questions about how you're setting it up, screenshot it, DM it to me. We can look at it, see if it's a good setup. If it's not, if you probably need to find a bigger frame or something like that, garage. Hey, appreciate you, all family here. You know what I'm saying? But send it to me. Let me see it. We can go over it together. We'll fine tune it, and then we'll get you going on your own pace. Whatever you see, what makes sense to you, we'll get it going from there. So, Train Love, I know you just popping in. It's recorded, so once I get it uploaded and all that good shit, I'm gonna put it in the Kingdom TV channel, so that way you'll be able to go over it and check it out whenever you get time to. Cool. And see, 30 minutes. I'm looking at the recording time right now. 30 minutes. It didn't take long at all. So I'll tap in, guys. A little bit later on, I'm finna try to take some Benadryl or something, man. Clear up these allergies. But um, let's get back to the money, man. See y'all later. Peace.